Hi, I'm Tim White. I'm with Adcor Defense. First of all, let me tell you, this is the world's first free-floating gun piston barrel system in the world. Tell you a little bit of history about Adcor. We've been in business 25 years. We make 80% of all the bottling. Machinery does all the bottling in the United States and South America. Biggest claim to fame is we do 2,000 cans or bottles for Gatorade or other companies like Budweiser, Coke, Pepsi, every 60 seconds. How we got to become Adcor Defense, we started making radar boxes for the F-16 fighter jets, which led in us to making 9 out of 13 critical components for our ballistic missiles. And then how all this led into the gun business. 6 years ago, Colt came to our plant in Baltimore, Maryland. We're an American-made company, and said, can you make uppers? Within 2 weeks, our engineers, our motto is the speed of innovation, our engineers were able to put the machinery together to make 1,000 uppers a day. Colt can only do 450 a day. So for 5 years, we're making 1,000 uppers a day. And then one of our engineers, he kept looking at it and he said, I can make a better gun. And he started playing with the computer, started doing things. He looked at this machine, and the first thing he did, let me go ahead and take it off the system. Let you know, first of all, it's unloaded, it's clear. He said, why is it the charging handle on the front? That way, if you have a misfire or a malfunction, you have to clear the gun this way. Now, all you have to do is charge it in the front, and it's ambidextrous, left or right hand. Also, this does not reciprocate. Also, this is a toolless design. You just use a regular firing pin, push in this, you take your rail off. This, like I say, this is the world's first free-floating piston barrel. Nothing is setting on the barrel, nothing to mess up the harmonics. And that's why this gun is guaranteed to shoot under a minute of angle. Your system is on your rail. And now we want to get to the total, move this captured pin right here, and that is the whole operating system of the gun. This is your gas piston system. Set this down in a second. Take your firing pin again, you have a captured pin here, remove it, still stays captured. This is your regulator, 556223. You move it to whichever position you need. If you need less or more gas, this is your gas piston. You've completely disassembled the operating system of the gun right there. All the spring is for is in case you shot 1,000 rounds, your carbon build up, take your cleaning rod, push it down, and a spring throws the piston out. Spring has absolutely nothing to do with the operating system of the gun. The gas, that's piston shoots out here. It is captured right here. Nothing to mess up the harmonics. The next thing that we did, all this is patent. Everything we do is patent. We've learned this from a long time ago. With anything that we do with our ballistic missiles or any other machinery we do, we patent everything. The next thing that we do, we patent these barrel nuts. These barrel nuts are solid steel. You have one that connects to the receiver, one that connects to the barrel. There's no gritty maneuver in these barrel nuts. And also, this is 70-75 T6 steel, aluminum aircraft aluminum, the very best made, 70-75 T6. These barrel nuts right here make this monolithic, and it acts monolithic. You can even see, you can't even hardly see that it's not, that it's two pieces. However, 90% of the problems, if you have a damage, whether these guns over in Iraq or Afghanistan or Fort Bragg or whatever, when you drop them, 90% of the problems you'll get damage here, maybe a rock, whatever, but you had to throw the whole thing away. That's why Mike Brown, who was the engineer who designed this, made this two pieces. Now you don't have to throw all this away. The next thing, and that's why we call this is the B.E.A.R Elite. The B.E.A.R Elite, and I'll come to it, what this is. B.E.A.R, we have a B.E.A.R and a B.E.A.R Elite, and I'll explain what both of them are. The B.E.A.R Elite, the reason we call it B.E.A.R is Brown Enhanced Automatic Rifle, after Mike Brown, our engineer. Also, Mike, he wanted to eliminate bolt carrier tilt. And this bolt carrier tilt, there's no movement in this. A lot of times you have the linear movement, it comes back and it hits back here in the back of your receiver, and it causes bolt carrier tilt. We eliminated all that, and I'll show you why. Our op rod goes in to both pieces right here in the upper receiver, and it stays through the bushing, and it has absolutely no movement. This is carbon steel. Carbon steel is sort of like an M&M. It's solid on the outside, but easier move on the inside. That's carbon steel. Also, if you'll see, these two screws have nothing to do with operating system of the gun. It will not, you don't have to worry about it shearing. There is two lugs inside this, on this carbon steel, made out of carbon steel. These two screws just hold it in. There's zero tolerance on the screws whatsoever. Also, these guns, we realize when you're in Iraq and Afghanistan, the sand over there is a lot different than the beach here in the United States. And when you charge your weapon, everybody's dust cover opens up. Still, wind and all that gets into the system. So we put a wiper cover on the bolt itself. And it impinges as it goes in and expands it when it comes back out. This keeps all your system clean. Now, everything that you see right here, like I say, it's free-floated barrel. Everything's American made. Everything we build at our plant in Baltimore, Maryland, except the polymer. Upper and the lower we make. Now I'm going to come what's the difference between a B.E.A.R and a B.E.A.R Elite. A B.E.A.R is a Green Mountain barrel that is chrome lined button broach. These are FNM barrels, the same they put on a SAW 249 belt-fed machine gun. And you know these barrels are hammer forged and chrome lined. Should be 25,000 round barrels. Okay? And everything I've told you about Adcor Defense, we back it up with HP White. HP White is the leading failure manufacturer, tester in the world. Anything that's a failure problem. 80% plus of all the testing of the U.S. Army or military's weapons is done by HP White. HP White, last April, we wanted to test this gun to make sure it does what it says. What do we have? Do we have something here? So we took this gun, HP White, we shot this gun 6,000 rounds through it, 2 times. So that's 12,000 rounds. It took them from April until May. They shot it fully automatic, 5-shot burst, and then 1 single burst. Then they shot semi-automatic. They shot it 6,000 rounds each gun. You can have 19 malfunctions or failures and still pass the 6,000 round test. And when I say a malfunction, it can be a jam, it can replace a part on the gun, whatever the case may be. You can have 19. We are the first M4 tested, and it's in black and white, that had zero malfunctions. And also, the environment test, I had some little dirt on that, so I want to get something clean. The environment test, they buried it in mud, they buried it in water, they submerged it in water, still fired the gun, no malfunctions. Then they tested it for accuracy. They took the same gun after 6,000 rounds, they shot it with Federal Premium 69 grain, and the gun shot a .88 group. They shot under a minute of angle. And that's HP White certified, and you can look at their, like I said, this is a failure analysis test that does 80% plus of the American military's testing. All right, Adcor Defense, made in Baltimore. Grab one of these guns, already got completely put together. Made in Baltimore, Maryland, American made, lifetime warranty on anything that's a manufacturer defect. Basically, that's it. We'd love to have you. Thank you for your time.